Carlos Alcaraz and Paula Badosa have cashed in big time for their performances at the Australian Open, even though neither managed to snag a spot in the finals. The young tennis prodigy from Murcia, Alcaraz, hit a damn brick wall in the form of Novak Djokovic during the quarterfinals and got knocked out. Meanwhile, the feisty Catalan star Badosa pushed one round further, reaching the semis before getting ousted by the powerhouse Aryna Sabalenka. Despite falling short of the ultimate prize, both players walked away with a hefty chunk of change. Alcaraz, for making it to the quarterfinals, pocketed approximately 555,000 Australian dollars. Badosa, with her semi-final performance, snagged a whopping 925,000 Australian dollars. Not bad for a week of smacking a fuzzy yellow ball around, right? These figures don't just highlight their success in Melbourne. They're also a testament to how much money is flying around in pro tennis these days. It's clear the Australian Open isn't messing around when it comes to prize money. Before the tournament even started, the organizers dropped the breakdown of the 2025 cash pool, a staggering total of 58 million euros. That's a 12% bump compared to last year's pot in 2024. And here's the kicker: every player, regardless of whether they're swinging a racket on the men's or women's side, gets the same payout. Equality for the win. To put it in perspective, the prize money has skyrocketed by 119% over the past decade. Back in the day, only 26 million euros were up for grabs in 2015. In just the last 5 editions, the increase has been a jaw-dropping 36%. If this trend keeps up, tennis players might start earning more than the GDP of a small country. Both Alcaraz and Badosa have expressed satisfaction with their performances, but let's be honest, they're probably still a bit salty about not taking home the trophy. The hunger to improve and go further in upcoming tournaments is definitely there. And if the money keeps rolling in like this, who wouldn't be motivated to keep grinding on the court? The future of Spanish tennis is looking brighter than ever, and these two are right at the center of it all. Cheers to more epic matches, bigger paychecks, and maybe a bit of swearing on the court next time. Carlos Alcaraz's run at the Australian Open 2025 hit a damn brutal wall when Novak Djokovic kicked him out in the quarterfinals, leaving the young Spaniard clutching a not-so-shabby prize of 400,000 euros. Meanwhile, Djokovic, ever the relentless tennis machine, bagged himself a cool 660,031 euros for just making it to the semi-finals. Not bad for a week's work of smashing balls, huh? And then there's Paula Badosa, who managed to take her fiery determination all the way to the semi-finals before bowing out. Her efforts earned her an impressive 1,140,537 euros, nearly enough to buy a yacht or a few hundred pairs of overpriced tennis shoes. But the real money? That's reserved for the finalists. The winner of the Aussie Open will waltz away with a jaw-dropping 2 million euros, while the runner-up won't exactly go hungry either, pocketing just over 1.1 million euros. Alejandro Davidovich put on a damn solid performance, smashing his way to the 4th round and eliminating some tough opponents like Zhang Junqing, Auger Aliassime, and Jakub Mensik. For his efforts, he scored 253,000 euros. On the other hand, poor Pablo Carreño didn't get far, exiting in the 2nd round. But hey, even that earned him a decent 120,000 euros, enough to drown his sorrows in some luxury wine. Now, let's talk cash flow. The Australian Open might be raking in the dough, but in terms of prize money, it's still lagging behind compared to other Grand Slams like Wimbledon or the US Open. Even with the "hey look we're generous" bump in payouts, players still grumble about the overall distribution. It's a bit ironic considering the tournament's insane popularity. In 2023 alone, it brought in a staggering 542 million Australian dollars, that's roughly 338 million euros. The economic impact on the country was just as wild, adding 362.9 million euros to Australia's coffers. But thanks to currency fluctuations, the euro's taken a bit of a beating compared to the Aussie dollar, making those prize checks feel a little lighter. For Alcaraz, this loss stings more than just his wallet. The young phenom has already tattooed his wins at Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and the US Open onto his skin. But Melbourne? That kangaroo-shaped void remains. "I'd totally ink a kangaroo on me, no doubt," Alcaraz joked before the tournament. "The only thing missing is lifting the trophy here." Unfortunately for him, his quarterfinal curse struck again, making the Aussie Open the weakest link in his otherwise stellar Grand Slam resume. Critics haven't made it easier. Some have called him out for boldly declaring his goal of winning the tournament, saying it's cocky to aim that high. Others, like veteran Roberto Bautista Agut, have taken a softer approach, urging patience. Winning a Grand Slam isn't just about being the best or playing well. You need a bit of luck and the right circumstances, Bautista reminded everyone, speaking with the calm wisdom of someone who knows a thing or two about tough losses. And then there's Mats Wilander, a former world #1 and now a commentator for Eurosport, who took things to a whole new level of bizarre. He actually wanted Alcaraz to lose. "I don't think it's good for him to win here yet," Wilander said, throwing out the idea that setbacks are what keep players motivated. Having reasons to fight, to improve, that's what drives you. His own inspiration? Winning Wimbledon. For Alcaraz, this loss could be a blessing in disguise, or just another painful reminder that even prodigies can have off days. Meanwhile, Djokovic isn't slowing down. Rumors swirl about his mind games against Alcaraz, because let's face it, the man doesn't just play tennis. He plays chess with his opponents' minds. Whether that's true or just more gossip to fuel the headlines, one thing is clear. If Alcaraz wants that kangaroo tattoo, he's going to have to wait another year. The Balkan tennis machine, Novak Djokovic, has openly admitted that he played Carlos Alcaraz like a damn fiddle during their Australian Open quarter-final clash. Using the Spaniard's hesitation to his advantage, Djokovic turned the tide of the match and left Alcaraz packing without that elusive Melbourne crown for his trophy shelf. Honestly, the way it all went down has got to sting more than stepping on a stray Lego. Alcaraz knew from the moment this Grand Slam kicked off that Djokovic might cross his path. It was a nightmare déjà vu from the Paris Olympics in 2024 when the Serb crushed his dreams. And, as fate would have it, Djokovic was once again the immovable obstacle in Alcaraz's way. But what really had the young Spaniard fuming was how it all unraveled. After winning the first set, Alcaraz had his hopes high, thinking he had Djokovic on the ropes. Spoiler alert, he didn't. Djokovic, being the ultimate mind game maestro, didn't even hint at a possible injury withdrawal after the first set. Yet, by the end, many suspected that this was just another classic Novak tactic, playing possum only to strike back when the opponent starts to feel a shred of confidence. It's not the first time he's pulled off this Houdini act, and boy, did it work like a charm. Alcaraz himself admitted that his opponent's plan was executed to perfection. Look, if someone's seriously thinking about retiring, they sure as hell wouldn't play the way he did in the second set, Alcaraz vented. Honestly, I felt like I had the match in my hands, but I let him slip back into it. Biggest screw up on my part. Djokovic, never one to shy away from firing back, responded with brutal honesty. I took advantage of the situation, plain and simple. I went on the attack, used his uncertainty to get the upper hand. I've been in that position before, where your opponent looks shaky but keeps playing, and you can feel the momentum shift as the match progresses. By the end of the second set, it was clear his supposed injury wasn't anything major. He was moving fine. I get it, though. It's not easy playing against someone when you don't know if they're about to retire or suddenly bounce back. And there you have it, folks. While Alcaraz is probably off somewhere kicking himself for not pushing harder in the second set, Djokovic is marching on, proving once again that he's not just a beast on the court, he's a bloody mind game wizard. The guy could psych out a monk. If you're eating up this tennis drama like popcorn at a movie, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here at Tennis Extra, we're all about bringing you the juiciest updates, deep dive analysis, exclusive interviews, and all the edge-of-your-seat coverage from the tennis world. Join our community and be part of the excitement as we follow the highs, lows, and everything in between of the sport's biggest stars. From strategies to rivalries to the most epic matches, we've got you covered.